Live from Hazard, Kentucky, this is Jammin John's Wrestling News. Here's your news for Tuesday, September 18th, 2018. WWE star Scott Dawson and Matt Hardy's wife Rebby noted the following about the effects of Tropical Storm Florence. Scott Dawson tweeted on Twitter, "My family's home underwater. Conditions are only getting worse there. My heart aches for my hometown. Please help any way you can. Thank you." And also, Rebby Sky posted on Instagram, "Well, this is the state of the Hardy Starcade and our home gym, sweeping around the clock in shifts to try to stop the constant rush of water from getting higher and causing even more damage. If you follow me, you know I love the arcade more than any other part of the house, as did my boys. It was our happy place." I want to take this moment to send good vibes and well wishes out to Scott Dawson, Matt Hardy's family, and everybody affected by Hurricane Florence, Tropical Storm Florence, Tropical Depression Florence. It's just been a horrible storm, and I've been following it ever since it came to the coast of the Carolinas. And I watched the live coverage from the Washington Post on my Roku whenever it hit Wilmington, North Carolina, and I just felt so horrible for all those people involved down there that just lost everything. I want to say this real quick. The American Red Cross has served tens of thousands of meals and snacks with partners to help Hurricane Florence victims. You can also help out Hurricane Florence victims by texting Florence to 90999 to donate $10. You can also call 1-800-RED-CROSS to make a donation. You can go to rdcrss.org/Florence. Once again, rdcrss.org/Florence. rdcrss.org/Florence to help out. You can also donate by texting Give Florence to 41411. Once again, that is Give Florence to 41411. Florence to 90999 to donate $10. 1-800-RED-CROSS, and you can help the victims by going to rdcrss.org/Florence. And everybody living out there in the Carolinas and the Virginias, stay strong. Everyone here in Kentucky is rooting for you guys. PWIinsider.com is reporting that WWE won a major legal battle regarding concussions, CTE, and other head trauma-related injuries that involved over 50 former WWE wrestlers. In a 39-page ruling, Judge Vanessa L. Bryan of the United States District Court of Connecticut officially dismissed all of the lawsuits against WWE. Konstantin Kairos, an attorney that represented the wrestlers, issued the following statement. "I stand for professional wrestlers who face the prospect of losing their identity and consciousness to the effects of a latent occupational disease that robs them of their sanity, comfort of their families, and memories of everything they achieved entertaining the millions of people who love them. The lawsuits include some of the world's most famous athletes, including those diagnosed with CTE by the world's foremost expert in CTE, including Jimmy Snuka and Mr. Fuji, whose brains were studied because of our advocacy and dedication to getting help for former WWE performers. The opinions expressed in today's decision about my strong advocacy are inaccurate, bizarre, and unworthy of the court. The reasoning of the opinion itself is flimsy, as the court finds, in ignorance of the facts, that there is no reasonable basis for the assertions despite a substantial body of medical peer-reviewed literature going back almost 100 years. In any event, these are jury issues, as the plaintiffs demonstrated that the WWE knew about the risk of head injuries long before the 2007 date the court invents. Additionally, the WWE misclarified, exploited, injured these people in violation of labor laws, and continues to ignore that CTE even exists in professional wrestling. It is a sad ruling, and we trust the wrestlers' claims will be better received in the appeals courts. I will continue to fight and advocate for wrestlers' legal rights despite this tragic opinion that attempts to cast down my clients' hopes for better lives. Sincerely, Konstantin Kairos." Now, WWE's lead counsel Jerry McDevitt commented on Kairos' plans to appeal by saying, "This is the same kind of drivel Kairos pawned off on former wrestlers when soliciting them to sue WWE by false statements that he had obtained $1 billion settlement for NFL players and would do the same for wrestlers, when in fact he had absolutely nothing to do with getting that settlement. He was caught repeatedly making false allegations, has been admonished repeatedly by federal judges about his dishonest behavior, and has now been subjected to 2 different sanction orders of the kind that would make most lawyers embarrassed and ashamed. The rant he sent you now insults the federal judge who issued the decision, and he still fails to address the basis of her opinion. He may well have been able to mislead those he solicited to join his lawsuits, but he will never succeed in misleading us or federal judges. Frankly, he should be disbarred. Stay tuned to Jammin' John's Wrestling News for any further breaking news updates on this story. Alexa Bliss has been pulled from the Mixed Match Challenge due to a reported arm injury. It appears that Alexa's injury is legitimate, as PWIinsider.com reports that she is being pulled from this weekend's live events. If Alexa is cleared next week, the current plan is for Alexa to resume her spot in the Mixed Match Challenge. In a recent interview with WrestlingInc.com, Eli Drake commented on a possible return to WWE. Eli Drake said, "I don't know, and the reason I don't know is I've had a strange crossroads with this business over the last couple of years. It's changed a lot. It doesn't feel like the same business I fell in love with 20 to 30 years ago. But that's not to say that I can't still do my own thing my own way. That's exactly what I've always done, and that's what I'll continue to do." Eli Drake continued on by saying, "But wrestling has changed in a lot of ways, and not for the better in my opinion. But again, if I could continue doing my thing, then who knows? We'll see what happens. And if I feel like I want to continue doing that at a much more exaggerated pace, as far as the schedule and whatnot." As you know, Eli Drake recently signed a new contract with Impact Wrestling. While it's unknown if WWE actually plans on doing any of these matches, the WWE teased the following dream matches for the 1000th episode of Smackdown: Kurt Angle vs. Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles vs. Rey Mysterio, Charlotte Flair vs. Michelle McCool, The Bar vs. the APA, and Samoa Joe vs. Batista. Well, I can tell you right now that the Samoa Joe Batista match is a no-go, because as you know, Batista was not invited for the 1000th episode of SmackDown Live. But I would love to see AJ Styles versus Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle versus Daniel Bryan. That would be awesome. Though the Kurt Angle-Daniel Bryan match, that's in limbo too, because of Angle's recent post about how he criticized Triple H and Stephanie for not bringing him back from this vacation that he's been on. So, who really knows? PWIinsider.com is reporting that Impact Wrestling officials Ed Normholm and Scott D'Amore met with several high-ranking WWE executives last week at the WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut. The meeting was apparently just a general discussion about having a future business relationship and had nothing to do with the Impact company or tape library being sold to WWE. Despite coming off the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, Raw's viewership from last night was down 2.672 million viewers from last week's 2.74 million viewers. Here are the hourly numbers from ShowBuzzDaily.com. Hour number 1, 2.839 million viewers. Hour number 2, 2.746 million viewers. And hour number 3, 2.432 million viewers. Of course, as you know, you have Monday Night Football competing with Raw last night, and the Emmys were on last night as well, along with Better Call Saul. PWIinsider.com is reporting that WWE has released former Impact Wrestling star Mahabali Shera. Shera trained at the WWE Performance Center but never actually appeared at an NXT television taping. During a recent appearance on Lillian Garcia's podcast, Zelina Vega shot down speculation that her and Andrade Cien Almas are dating. Zelina Vega said, "Once I got there, Cien Almas and I just clicked. I feel like now it's funny because people are like, oh my god, they are together. He is like my brother. We fight like brother and sister, it is so funny. Even with the Tranquilo pose, he had done it for years and I was like, what if I had done it under you? He was like, nah, it's not going to happen. We are just going to do it like that. I was like, no, trust me, it's going to be good. Just trust me. He was like, okay, fine. In Japan, we'll do it. We had done it in Japan and it got a huge reaction. Thanks to WrestlingInc.com for the quote. Though I think in part the reason why it got that big of a reaction in Japan is because, I don't know if I'm 100% right on this, but I believe before Andre Cien Almas came to the WWE, and he was in CMLL, he was a part of Los Ingobernables. So I think that's the reason why it got such a big reaction in Japan, because of Naito being the head of Los Ingobernables de Japón. I think that played a part in it. Though, like I said, I'm not really too sure if he was in Los Ingobernables and CMLL. Here is the updated card for WWE Super Show Down, which takes place on October 6th in Melbourne, Australia. Asuka and Naomi versus the Iconics. Rowdy, Ronda Rousey and the Bella Twins take on the Riot Squad. John Cena and Bobby Lashley will take on Kevin Owens and Elias. The Undertaker with Kane will take on Triple H with Shawn Michaels. The Shield will take on Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre, and Dolph Ziggler. The WWE SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch will take on Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. The WWE Cruiserweight Champion Cedric Alexander will take on Buddy Murphy for the Cruiserweight title. The SmackDown Tag Team Champions The New Day will take on The Bar for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Daniel Bryan will take on The Miz in a WWE Championship No. 1 Contenders match. And in the main event of Super Showdown, the WWE Champion AJ Styles will take on Samoa Joe for the WWE Championship. And finally, here on Jammin John's Wrestling News, it is now time to announce the results of our previous special subscriber poll. That poll being, what did you think of Hell in a Cell? And with 2 votes, it was good. Of course, if you're a subscriber, you can go vote on the latest special subscriber poll. That poll being, can we expect to see the dream matches on SmackDown 1000? Yes, no, or indifferent. You can go vote right now at patreon.com/JamminJohn. If you're not a subscriber, what are you doing with your life? Go subscribe to me at patreon.com/JamminJohn. I have free packages on there ranging from free to $7. Not a whole lot of money. I would really appreciate it if you supported me a little bit financially. Once again, that's patreon.com/JamminJohn. That is your news for Tuesday, September 18th, 2018. Check back here tomorrow for another Jammin John's Wrestling News Flash Briefing on Amazon Alexa devices. Big shout out to everybody listening to this on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Stewie Family is the name. Follow me on Twitter at John Caldwell, JONCOLWELL. Follow me on Instagram, the Jammin John. If you'd like to sponsor Jammin John's Wrestling News, or you're a wrestling promotion, want to get your next big event out for the awesome power of Amazon Alexa, you can email me, jzcaldwell@gmail.com. That's JZCOLWELL@gmail.com. Big shout out to Ryan Hurdle and Tony Nelson for subscribing to my Patreon. You too can subscribe to me by going to patreon.com/JamminJohn. I have free packages on there ranging from free to $7. Not a whole lot of money. I would really appreciate it if you supported me a little bit financially. Once again, that's patreon.com/JamminJohn. Also, if you don't mind, go subscribe to Dad Ass Duke on YouTube. He is an independent wrestler wrestling in the New York, New Jersey area. Watched a couple of his matches on his YouTube channel, and I gotta say, I'm very impressed by his ring work and his character. I think he's got a lot of potential. Check him out. Type in Dad Ass Duke on YouTube and subscribe to him. This is Jammin John saying thanks, goodbye, and I'll see you tomorrow.